yo, yo. Tell me what you think about Marcus. Tell me what you think about Christ. Made their sacrifice now. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all, everywhere. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation, all our but foundation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all in every way. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Oh, love. So many can testify. Love, oh, love. But you still can't satisfy. You keep on praying. You wish that day would come when there'll be equal rights and justice for every man. Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one.
Good morning, GQ. Good morning to those of you listening via radio, internet, or whatever social media platform. I am Alric Edwards, Inspector of Police and the host for today's program, Policing with You. It's my pleasure to have with me this morning my guests who are Airport Deputy Security Manager, Mr. Derek Boone, and the Seaport Deputy Security Manager, Mr. Everett Mason. The topic this morning is SCASPA Security. Come on again, the show we take in normal format. Gentlemen, what is SCASPA's responsibility as well? What is SCASPA responsible for?
Good morning, radio listeners and TV viewers. As was mentioned, my name is Derek Boone and I'm Deputy Security Manager for SCASPA. We're here this morning to enlighten the general public on what is SCASPA's role in society. The question was asked, what is SCASPA responsible for? SCASPA is an acronym for the St. Christopher Air and Seaport Authority, and we are responsible for managing all government ports owned in this Federation of St. Kitts, except for the Port Zante Marina. It can be said that our mission statement summarizes who we are: to provide a safe and secure air and seaport service in accordance with international standards. However, SCASPA manages 4 main facilities on the island, which is Airport Cargo Terminal at Boardwalk, Cruise Terminal at Port Zante, and Bastia Ferry Terminal.
Thank you, Mr. Boone. You both have very important jobs at the seaport and airport respectively. Give us an idea of what your job entails?
I will respond to that question, Miss Inspector Edwards. Of course, at the seaport, the security operation is best defined by a 10-point plan and focuses on managing the following aspects of the job. One such aspect is Port Facility Security Officer duties. They are the PFSO duties. The PFSO is the officer at the seaport who oversees the development and implementation of all maritime security measures. And this includes security measures, security audits, security drills, updating of security plans, conducting security training and awareness, liaison with vessels and other stakeholders within the port. 2, administrative duties. As part of our responsibility, of course, the paper trail is critical to our operation. We have an administrative clerk who is assigned to the security department and is responsible for all administrative duties, and this includes filing of records and the updating of files. 3, communication. Of course, our telephone, cell phone, radio, emails and memos, etc. forms part of our communication tool that assists us in performing our duties. 4, Port Police Marine Security Enforcement. This unit is a unique group of officers with specialized training, usually seen in blue military style attire with the Port Police insignia. 5, Surveillance patrols and facility inspection. This includes CCTV monitoring, foot, mobile and vessel patrols on a daily basis. 6, escort duties. This includes special duties usually conducted by the Port Police unit. 7, complaints and investigation. All incidents and accident reports that reach the desk of the security manager are to be investigated in a timely manner. Reports are submitted with findings and recommendations. 8, access control. All persons upon entering and leaving the port must be challenged and screened in accordance with standard operating procedures. Staff and regular port users are issued with permanent SCASPA IDs. Visitors must have legitimate reasons to be at the port and are issued with the appropriate pass. 9, cargo security. All cargo entering and leaving the port must be accompanied with the relevant documents. No cargo release. No document, no cargo release. And finally, 10, security training and awareness. Our motto is simple: train, retrain, and retain. Similarly, the 10-point plan is best defined and includes managing the following aspect of the job as outlined in the maritime for the seaport operation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. What are some of the challenges you have had to deal with on the job? Anything you can share with us?
Basically, it's cross spread. We speak to budgetary constraints, and this is something that affects us regularly. Lack of adequate resources to keep up with the rapid development of security environment, and so these would come to lack of budgetary constraints. We got high turnover of security agencies, that more persons are seeking more benefits, getting more benefit from other security departments rather than just driving. So these are problems that we have daily. Sometimes you'll find, for example, one person would tell you that I prefer to go to work at Ross or as a police crossing guard or a police or special constable rather than just coming to be a port officer. Lack of education, persons don't necessarily know exactly how these things operate on a daily basis, and so they'll just choose by just seeing. But I think that one of the things that really hit us hard is budgetary constraints. Moreover, we have not enough collaboration between the security forces. So, for example, we don't really collaborate within like customs, that enough customs, fire, the police. These are some things that we have, some challenges that we have in order for us to build capacity in going forward. We also have environmental issues as well, and these are fast combating persons sometimes get aggressive towards our officers, and persons feel like it is the right thing to do, not knowing that the officers have a role to play in society, and the importance it is for society. So persons will oftentimes at the airport, if I just mention at the airport, persons oftentimes have that disrespect for officers. They say anything, do anything, anytime, and feel like the officers are supposed to, as we call it colloquially, lap your tail and just relax because you have said what you want to say. Persons should have become somewhat aggressive and don't really heed to the laws that governs the land, and just some issues that we have.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Boone. You spoke of, you listed a few stakeholders, security stakeholders, and your lack of relationship thereof. Do you have any relationship with the police?
Yes, you answer this question?
Relationship
Yes.
with the police.
Yes.
Let me just
Okay. Yes, we have a relationship with the police. We matter of fact, at the airport, the police works close with SCASPA and the security. There's a presence always, every day, at the airport of the police at screening. We also have duties that we are governed by. According to our act, we are governed by these duties. The Commissioner of Police has monetary responsibility for some of our officers, because those officers are actually sworn officers, and so the police have that authority to call our officers at any given time. We work really close with the police. We also really work close with the SSU in particular, because if there are any reasons whereby we have any difficulties around our perimeter fence, let's say we have an encroaching animal, dog or goat or whatever it may be, that encroaching our eardome, we have to get police assistance to remove that if we can't get it removed. And sometimes we will do so by having the police shooting that animal and with that animal. So we have that collaboration with the police quite often. We once had police assistance as well in use of the canine services, but in recent time that is not so because of the lack of police canine services, and so we now more drift to having the customs aiding us in doing so.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Boone. You spoke of the Commissioner of Police and his overall command of port constables. So what is the security structure is like at the port? Can you explain that, please?
Okay. Let me just scroll down a bit to what I have here. Just a minute. Just a minute. The security We have just submitted a security succession plan, and it is yet to be approved by the authority. But within the structure, we have from bottom up. Once you're enlisted, you are designated a security officer, and from security officer you are promoted to Lance Corporal, and the Lance Corporal of security who serves as an assistant to the chief security supervisor, which is the next rank, a corporal, security corporal, who is normally in charge of a shift. Above the security corporal, you have the security sergeant, who are often referred to as lower managers, and is responsible for coordinating the day-to-day activities. They are to liaise with junior officers and report to the operation officers. Above the security sergeant, we have what we call the security operation officers, who are to coordinate with the sergeants and oversees the day-to-day activities, ensuring that the security plan is properly executed. They liaise with the security sergeant and report to the deputy security managers. Above the security operation officers, we have the deputy security managers, operation managers, who oversee each section. We have the airport section, we have the seaport section, and each deputy security manager is responsible for managing their sections. They are to liaise with the operation officers at each section and to report directly to the security operations manager. At the top, we have the security operation manager, and he is responsible for managing both the air and seaport section. He reports directly to the general manager or the CEO of SCASPO.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. GQ, let us now break at this juncture. Upon our return, we will open the lines and solicit calling from the general public. Thank you.
Shirley is celebrating 70 years. Can you believe it? Everyone loves a Shirley biscuit, known for its rich, creamy taste, as well as the iconic house and flower design. We all know Shirley is the perfect on-the-go snack, and it's truly the Caribbean's favorite. Simply put, there's nothing quite like a Shirley biscuit. I can't imagine life without it. I too love my Shirley.
It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
We are in the peak of the hurricane season and amid a pandemic. Nagico Insurances reminds you to remain vigilant and stay prepared. Review your family disaster plan to make sure it includes COVID-19 safety protocols and that your insurance coverage on your home, contents, and or business is up to date. Contact a Nagico representative today to make sure you are properly insured. Nagico Insurances, fast, fair, and always there.
Are you ready for the biggest, sweetest carnival St. Kitts and Nevis has ever witnessed? From December 2nd to January 3rd, it's the return of Sugar Mass with captivating pageantry, sweet pants, soca and calypso music, folklore, major carnival fests, Tuve, Junior Carnival, and ending it all off with the highly anticipated Grand Parade on the 2nd and 3rd of January. Don't miss out on the action. Save the dates, December 2nd to January 3rd. Let's celebrate as one for Sugar Mass 51. Like our social media pages for regular updates at SKN Carnival and our website at skncarnival.com for more information.
Yes, thank you, GQ. Are there any callers? Caller, good morning, we're listening.
Inspector Edwards.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, I'm listening. What can I say, sir?
You're the good friend of my brother, John Down. I'm John Down's oldest brother. I want you all to take good care of him because you're a very vocal guy. I have a question for you immigration officers.
Yes, sir.
What happened with the guy that came into Limekiln illegally and he was charged with a crime? I'm not trying to compare America with St. Kitts and Nevis. But in America, if you come to America shores, even if you're in a foreign land and you get into the embassy and you could prove as an American citizen, you would not be charged with a crime. They would investigate. They would hold you and investigate if you said, I was born here and you proved the proof. But you never will be charged with a crime. And I'm disturbed that the guy that came into Limekiln and he was born in St. Kitts and Nevis and he was charged with a crime. I listen to your answer.
Yes, sir. I am not too familiar with what you're asking. It was soft. I mean, if you could call back and repeat your question.
I think what he's asking is there's a guy who came in at Limekiln in a vessel, and he's wondering how we come up with that case. We're not immigration officers, caller.
Well, the matter, if it's a case he's inquiring about, I think the matter is before the court and it is still sub judice under consideration. So there's not much I can say in relation to that matter. Well, thank you for calling. Are there any more callers? Caller, we're listening. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I am here. Yes, officer, I have a question.
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
Now, a police is a police 24/7.
Yes, sir.
Right. Uniform and ununiform. Now, I'm talking about an experience that I had some time ago. Listen here. I was walking along Cairn Street going from west to east, just opposite Greenland.
Yes, sir.
And I was on the seaside of the road with my bicycle. I wasn't riding it. I was walking and I had pushing the bike with my hand in the drain.
Yes, sir.
Talking to someone on the sidewalk next to my right hand side. And the chief of police that time was Mr. Lynchwade. And he was traveling the opposite direction going from east to west. And he stopped by me and he said, "Young man, you're on the wrong side of the road with that vehicle." I said, "I'm not riding it." He said, "It is a vehicle and it is in motion on the government road. You're supposed to be on the opposite side or park it up." So I said, okay. I turned around and I went back home. I said, that's the chief of police. But now today, you got people passing police all over the place, especially on Cairn Street, in front of the police station, with a bike and a four-wheel bike. They front wheel them up in the air, like there is no police station. So I want to know if no police does be in that vicinity to see them when they're doing this foolishness, because they do not have no respect for the law. They know that is a police station they are passing, but yet still they're going to do it. Is it because police see them and don't do nothing? Or they ain't see no police, or no police see them? So I want you all to look into that for us, please, because too many complaints about these people here using the wrong side of the road. And when you happen to tell them, put up, you're not supposed to be riding over here, they give you all kind of adjectives. Like it's only them one know them, but it's because people got respect why they don't use them. Thank you, gentlemen, for the program.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your contribution, and I'll ensure you that we're gonna look into it. Thank you again, Police Without Pay. That's what you call yourself, Police Without Pay Culture. Thank you, Mr. Culture, for your contribution. All right, any more callers? Caller, we're listening. How can I assist? Morning.
Is Vicky?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I want to make sure you can hear Derek Boone and know that your name. You know who it is?
Ethel?
Yeah, how are we doing?
I'm great, darling.
Long time I hear your voice.
I'm here.
Yeah. Are you alright?
Yes, I am.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay, Ethel, thanks for calling as well.
Caller, are there any callers? Caller, morning, we're listening.
A blessed good morning, the queue on the show, and the police, them and the immigration. you are sound good on the radio, right? With your what you are saying, right? I hope you all get along good and know empathy with one another. The I work together in unity. Take care.
Yes, thank you for that. We need that, and we need to work together. Are there no callers? Good morning, caller. We're listening.
Yes, a pleasant good morning.
Morning to you, ma'am.
Yes, I'm calling about the report. I have a different topic.
No problem. Let's be quickly.
Okay.
This.
I would like to know the role of the police in the federation. That's one. The reason why I ask that, because I know a situation right now where a guy taking a young lady to live him, and he's very disrespectful. He goes on the road, everything that's happening in the house, he goes on top of the road with it, and what's not, and disrespectful in the house and what's not. And when he tell her that, well, she's going to have to get somewhere not to go, well, she start to threaten him, say how she going to kill him and what's not in his house. He called police, and the police then say there is nothing they can do about that. That is not in the hand. You have to get a lawyer. So I really calling to find out if the lawyer is more powerful than the police. Thank you. I listen out here.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for your contribution. What happened is that police have powers only in civil jurisdiction, and so those matters are civil matters, and so that's probably why the police would have uttered those utterances, basically. But police have a duty to prevent and detect any act contrary to law. And so if the police foresee that something is likely to happen based on what is reported, then they have a duty to try and prevent. And so I think the police erred in what they would have said, and they should have gone to investigate to see if they can prevent. Because prevent is more important than detection. So thank you for your contribution, ma'am. Are there any callers, GQ? Caller, we listening. Good morning. Good morning, caller, we listening. Good morning, caller, we listening. How can I assist?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. How can we assist? Wait, gentlemen.
Hello, GQ.
Yes, go ahead, you're live, son. Go ahead, you're live.
I'm calling back. Inspector Aldridge.
Yes, sir.
Do you hear me? Said my brother and his good friend jammed down.
Wait, I heard that, sir.
Okay, one question is this. I haven't been home since 2000. The last time I was home, the policeman him used to be immigration officer.
Yes, sir.
When did they change it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We're listening.
Question. The policeman them used to be immigration officer.
That's
the
correct.
last time was
That's
home 2000. When did they change that rule?
Yes, change over from.
Yeah, that has changed. The immigration officers are no longer police officers. They are immigration officers. How can we assist now? What's the question?
The Parliament. Yeah, the law stipulate that we change. After the separate.
Right, gentlemen, there are persons who work under the SCASPA umbrella referred to as port constables. Tell us about their role.
St. Christopher Ian Seaport Authority Act 8.07 of 2009 gave SCASPA the authority, and in section 73 it speaks to the appointment of persons referred to as security officers. The general manager or the CEO of SCASPA, who is the National Air Support Authority, he has the authority to authorize and maintain order upon any premises owned by Scasper. In that maybe port or the main ports, ships, aircraft, vessels, whatever may be on our port, he has the authority to maintain law and order. And so he give that powers to the security officers. That powers is the privilege for them to protect, and this is also done in conjunction with the police protection, and they would act as privilege as protection of police officers.
Thank you, Mr. Boone. I spoke of constables, you spoke of security. Are there any difference?
Let me refer to that question. In responding to that question, as previously outlined, the Act make provision for both security officers and port constables. However, the only difference between security officers and port constables is that security officers are not sworn, but port constables are sworn.
Okay.
Scasper security, it can also be said that in our succession plan, our security succession plan, the security officers are what we deem untrained, or persons who may not have successfully completed the port constable training.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mason. GQ, are there any callers? Caller, we listening. Good morning.
Here? Yes, PWOP again.
Yes, sir.
Now, we know that there is a bill to be tabled in even tomorrow's House of Assembly.
Yes, sir.
Right. And that bill I'm speaking about is a bill pertaining to like what the complaint that the lady said on the radio about domestic violence.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, I am saying to all police, whenever we get a complaint about anything brewing in the making as domestic violence, let us not procrastinate on that. Let us go right away, because 3 minutes earlier than the action is important. We are here to detect, protect, and enforce. So please, when people call police and tell them something is happening between a man and a woman, or two man and a wife, don't just take it for granted. Let all of us go right away and avoid something happening. Because that is one of the bills going to be debated in Parliament. Because it is a serious thing. Too many people lose their lives all because a little domestic argument started in the house and it escalated out in the street until it reached the cemetery. So, have a good day. All my colleagues them.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, caller, for reinforcing my point, and we as police need to act. We need to go and verify and make sure that whatever report is reported, that it is nothing can escalate. Thank you again, Police Without Pay Culture, for that contribution. Gentlemen, security stakeholders have been responding to a number of simulation exercises at the ports. Describe what you can of these simulation exercises, and tell us what the reason for the exercises.
I'll answer that question. Inspector Edwards, simply put, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has signed off to a number of international protocols, and as such we are therefore mandated to conduct these drills which would be in keeping with these international standards. Although we are a sovereign state, failure to do so could have economic consequences. These drills, reason for doing these drills is that these drills help to sharpen our skills and better prepare responding agencies for possible incidents, to identify strengths and weaknesses. And these drills also help to create awareness and to sensitize port users. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for that. And so, Are there any callers, GQ? Can we take this caller, please? Is that caller? Wait,
Yes, it's Mr. Arch again. This lady just calling.
Yes, come on, I'm listening.
You are just called back to find out if there is nothing that the police then can do to fix that situation. What I told you about is the young lady is threatening the guy in the house to kill him. So there are nothing they can do to get that lady out of English.
Carlo, listen me for a second. You can call me 6614353. Make the report to me. Give me the information, and I'll ensure that something is done about it.
What you said, 661
4353.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Okay. Gentlemen, do you work with other law enforcement agencies other than the Royal St. Christopher Police Force? If yes, which one and what do you do collaboratively?
Yes, we work with other law enforcement agencies. We work in some areas with customs. We also work with the Coast Guard in some areas at the seaport. These two agencies we collab with most of the time. We also have the presence of fire as well that we work with in the event of any fire emergencies. So we work with those.
Thank you, Mr. Boone. How are the constables and security staff trained, and are there any refresher training for the seasoned officers?
Yes, I can respond to that, Mr. Edwards. Both constables and security officers undergo the same enlistment training, and these training include, but are not limited to, 1, an initial 2 weeks basic police training. Former police officers are not required to undertake this training because they would have already completed the police training. Only upon successful completion of the basic police training, officers are allowed to undergo further training. Officers, once completed the basic police training, officers must complete a 2 weeks basic aviation security training, 1 week basic maritime security training, other on-the-job training. Only upon completion of these basic training, officers would be allowed to proceed to other training. So if you fail to complete these basic training, you would not be allowed to do other training.
Okay, beautiful.
Upon completing these basic trainings, after 1 year, officers are required to undergo basic refresher aviation and maritime training annually. And this is mandatory for the airport in accordance with the certification program.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Let me ask a question. I don't know if how prepared you are for this question, but I ask nevertheless. How is promotion attained in the security, Casper security?
We have a very simple, that's my personal opinion, process and transparent. Officers are promoted based on excellent performance and the availability of vacancies. Officers must complete the relevant training as outlined in the security succession plan to be eligible for promotion. Officers who are shortlisted are recommended to the HR department by the security management. Officers must demonstrate good leadership qualities. Officers must obtain and maintain an above standard for the annual appraisal. Officers must maintain an above standard rating for at least 2 consecutive years. It is recommended that we introduce an exam and interview session as part of the process. But at this stage, that has not been introduced as yet. Once approved by the HR, officers are issued with the relevant instrument of appointment when promoted.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Well, we have reached the top of the hour, and so we'll wrap up now. I don't know which one want to go first. Anything closing from the gentleman? Which one?
Well, I want to say how thankful and grateful I am to be part of this morning's program, to share just a little bit of much more happening at the port in terms of security. We would like to be invited on other programs so that we can share what is happening. We have, as indicated, we have had some challenges, and we would like to educate the public and other stakeholders so that they can work in partner with us. Once again, I'm very thankful to be here today on this program.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Mr. Boone?
Again, too, I want to, on behalf of SCASPA, St. Christopher Air and Support Authority, thank you, Mr. Edwards, for inviting us to this program. To the timely program. We know that we have lots to share with the general public and sensitize the general public when persons are doing business with SCASPA, maybe at the seaport or the airport, when persons are traveling, or when persons are doing any business in terms of clearing a package at the seaport or otherwise. We want to continue to educate you, and we hope that we will get a second appearance, that we can continue to educate the general public on what to do, what not to do when traveling, the responsibilities of the officers at the airport in terms of the screening officers, what they do, how they do their role, and what we go through on a normal base. You know, our level of security that we have to provide to ensure that St. Kitts and by extension Nevis would have that safe flow of persons coming in and out of our federation. And so once given the opportunity to come back, I will hope that we will continue to educate the public in doing so. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, and I want to assure you that we will accede to that request. You will be back. I want to thank GQ, as usual. GQ, I want to thank you for being as reliable as you have been weekly on this program. I want to thank my guests. I know you guys are very busy. Deputy Essential, and I know you guys are 2 deputies. Yeah. So I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank the management and staff of ZZ for having us here weekly. This show is a very critical show, and to sensitize the general public as to what we do and the relationship we have with other stakeholders is essential. I want to thank the person for calling in, all the contributors, and I want to thank you and all those persons who thinking about calling in and are claustrophobic. Just call in and try to put over yourself in any old way. We will understand, and we will answer your questions as best as we can. I want to thank you guys again for having me and listening to me this morning, and see you guys next week, Thursday. Thank you.
All our but foundation, oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one. Tell me what you know about love. Tell me what you know about hate that keeps us separated. Tell me what you think about equal rights for all.